The Forgotten Menace of Dragon Ball.
Yes. You seen the title, so you already know what we're covering today. A certain villain who's not talked about enough when talking about anime. That boy Janemba, the Forgotten Menace of Dragon Ball.
He actually one of my favorite villains.
Now, if you're a returning Dragon Ball fan, you already know what we're about to get into, but for those of y'all who haven't watched this Dragon Ball movie, let me give you a quick rundown. So essentially, Fusion Reborn's story is not that hard to follow, if I'm being honest, because once someone in the Dragon Ball verse dies, they go straight to the check-in station and get deemed good or bad. The thing is, for every bad person that gets sent down there, it extracts their negative energy within them. And that's where our problem comes in, because this dumbass kid who was supposed to be replacing the vials every time they got full ended up forgetting and having that shit blow up on him. And in result, not only caused him to mutate, but literally ruined reality as we knew it. And who else better to call than that man Goku himself? But hey, enough talking, let's get into the video.
Let's get it. Psycho, I'm pretty sure this is you.
So once Goku and Paimon arrived at the check-in station, they could almost immediately tell things weren't right. One being the fact that floating marbles are all over the place, and two, that man King Yama was ready to crash out. And if I'm being honest, I don't even blame bro, because imagine running your worldwide soul cleansing business and one of your employees just blows some shit up and screws up all your motion for the rest of the week. And so while trying to help,
hey yo, now he ain't never gonna get no business, but ain't he a monopoly low key? Because who else is checking in souls and taking energy and sucking somebody energy out? Like, who else is doing that?
All your motion for the rest of the week. And so while trying to help, Goku and Paimon both shot 2 ki blasts at the barrier, but that shit did not budge. And while getting ready to shoot another one, Goku was informed that the enemy was actually on the roof, and when him and Paimon went up there, they ran into look at this certified Big Bang. My first time watching this, I was really out here questioning if this movie was even going to be valid. Because if you know Dragon Ball, you know that at least every single villain was in somewhat decent shape, minus Majin Buu, but we give him a pass. So for them to say, here you go and present us with this tub of lard, I was ready to crash out. Even Paimon knew something was up and went up and said, hey, you big burger, and got his shit rocked almost immediately. And I'm not gonna lie, after that mishap, them Paimon stocks were going in the dirt, but hey, at least he has some drip on him. So anyways, after realizing talking wasn't gonna get them anywhere, Goku led Janemba all the way down to hell to sort stuff out while Paimon tried to get Yama out the barrier. And after landing, Janemba got right back up and started spawning a bunch of little clones, which actually brings us to our first event.
I gotta watch this movie again.
Janemba. So as Goku was getting ready to fight, one of Janemba's clones had pulled up out of nowhere and tried to take bro's head off. And the rest of them wasted no time.
They jumped him!
Jumping the shit out of Goku. And even though Janemba was over here emoting, that man Goku was not playing and kicked the shit out of every single one of them. And I'm not gonna lie to y'all, shit only gets weirder from here. You're gonna see in a second. Because Janemba had somehow gained control of the marbles and tried to crush Goku with them. And even though that man Goku was leaving, he had fell in Janemba's trap. Because after getting full box, that man Janemba popped up and started running.
He can move that fast?
That man Goku.
What the f? He moved that fast? Oh my gosh, I've never seen him run. I haven't watched this movie in like a long time. I can't give y'all a time or a date, but it's been a long time. I didn't know he moved that goddamn fast.
And Janemba popped up and started running full speed at that man Goku and ran right through him. And after getting sent flying,
he football tackled him.
Spin back and get some counter damage in, but Janemba was really out here violating him.
What the? He's really nimble. He moved, bro. How did he do that reverse kick like that? That nigga fat as fuck.
Goku and ran right through him. And after getting sent flying, Goku tried to spin back and get some counter damage in, but Janemba was really out here violating him in every way possible. I mean, look.
Chat, that man said, yay! How the hell he do that? I was struggling. My stomach hurt. I know that fat shit, bro. How the fuck is he more flexible and limber than me, bro?
That man Janemba popped up and started running full speed at that man Goku and ran right through him. And after getting sent flying, Goku tried to spin back and get some counter damage in, but Janemba was really out here violating him in every way possible. I mean, look at this. He's really using Goku as a ping pong ball.
How's he doing that?
And I'm not
What's his power?
If I was Goku right now, I would be raging because there's no reason why somebody this large should be moving that quick.
That's what I'm saying.
Be illegal. And yeah, you could use the argument that Broly was moving like that, but he was no plate piece. He was just built. It wasn't until after the 5th punch that Goku was finally able to counter it and hit him with a ki blast. But when he tried to capitalize on it with a command wave, that man Janemba had somehow made a duplicate and sent that shit right back at him. And when Goku finally...
He made another Goku? Can he morph reality? I think that's his power. He can morph reality because he even was punching him through wormholes and shit.
Somehow made a duplicate and sent that shit right back at him. And when Goku finally decided to tee up a bit and go Super Saiyan, that man Janemba was unfazed because he just started doing some random shit with his...
I don't like that.
Really
that didn't look right.
Mini nukes at this man Goku and spinning on his head while...
Yo, what? He's emoting!
That he was not taking Goku seriously. And real quick, I know in the beginning I was really out here clowning this man Janemba for being so big, but I'm well aware that I owe bro an apology because he's truly out here working this man Goku. Or at least
nah, don't put Goku on fraud. Why? watch. Don't put him on fraud watch. This fat doing some new. We ain't never seen a fat nigga do all these moves before, bruh. You know how angry I would be fighting him if he was doing all this? I was already getting mad at Majin Buu. Majin Buu wasn't taking nothing serious. He was talking about eating chocolate and this motherfucker over here doing all types of gymnastics, bro.
Truly out here working this man Goku, or at least that's what we thought. Because after getting embarrassed a countless amount of times, this man Goku said enough is enough and transformed into Super Saiyan 3. And even though Janemba saw this and started laughing, Goku knew his whole reputation was on the line, so he was not playing around anymore. So this time Goku pulled up on him, weaved the rock, and started piecing the literal shit out of this man Janemba. So after realizing he was in trouble, Janemba threw down every single rock in the area and tried to hit Goku with it. But bro did not care. He punched Janemba outside the barrier he put up, and while he was midair, slammed him to the ground.
So I'm talking about Goku?
Goku was done with this combo, but that was truly not the case. Because by the time Janemba looked up, that man Goku was already on his way over.
Yeah, right in his face.
And my first time watching this, I was out here hyped because this man Goku was really at full power cooking this man Janemba. But I'm truly here to tell you that in the Dragon Ball verse, shit's never that
This is when the real Janemba come out.
Gentlemen, I think it's time I finally introduce y'all to our new and improved challenger to Goku. Janemba,
the GOAT.
That,
bro, I'm not gonna lie, this version of Janemba is so cold. And when Sparking Zero come out, I'm used to him. I like this version of Janemba, bro. Let me know if y'all want to see a tier list of my favorite Dragon Ball Z villains. I know he's top 3 for sure. If not top 3, then top 5. He don't say no words. He just be like, you know what I'm saying? He just a real nigga, bro. He don't say no words. He just beat ass.
Forgotten menace of Dragon Ball. Yep, your eyes do not deceive you. This nigga done transformed. And I'm not gonna lie, if I was Goku right now, I'd be beyond the point of crashing out, because what the hell is that? This nigga Janemba had went from being an all-time member of Weight Watchers to just popping an Ozempic, and now look at him. But nah, fuck all that. I'm gonna need y'all to stop looking at Janemba and look at this man Goku. Bro does not look ready to fight. And I'm not gonna lie, this has to be a feat for something, because at the time, the only other person who aura checked Goku like that was Kid Buu. Which actually brings us to our next fight on the list. Goku versus Janemba round 2. So after transforming, that man Janemba had charged at Goku, and I'm not gonna lie, they both were getting a little technical here. Because although they weren't crashing out and using every single move in their arsenal, I will say everything they did had a purpose to it. As you can see, that man Janemba sent Goku's ki blast right back at him and sent him flying. And I'm not gonna lie, you could already tell that this battle had got 10 times harder, because the last Janemba was out here throwing out random moves like a vegetable. Meanwhile, this new style Janemba is out here using his brain for once, because he was able to catch Goku lacking and shot a big ass blast at him, and you could already tell that that shit was gonna do some damage. And when the smoke cleared and we got to see Goku again, that man looked like he went through an armor break. Bro was fine. That boy Goku stocks were losing value by the second. And if you thought he was getting big now, just wait till you see what happens next. Because Janemba kneeled down and turned this awkward pine cone looking thing into a sword and slashed Goku with it. And you could tell that shit was sharp as hell, because after a few dodges, Janemba slashed the ground, and look at that damn hole. Even when Goku tried to counter with a ki blast, that man slashed it in half. And when Goku tried to run and hide behind the ball, Janemba slashed that shit too.
Hey, he slashed the ball?
This, I felt that slash through the
I seen them punch that ball earlier. If he can slice through the ball, that means he really can slice through anything. How strong is that sword?
Hide behind the ball, Janemba slashed that shit too. And my first time watching this, I felt that slash through the screen, because as you can see, the marble sliding off, and that man Goku looks hurt. Realistically, if it was up to me, I would have banned that nigga Janemba a long time ago, because there is no reason why he could be 100 yards away from you and still hit you with that damn sword. Matter of fact, fuck it, that's not even a sword anymore. That is a literal unregistered sniper. I don't care what anybody says. But anyways, as you can imagine, that man Janemba was spamming the shit out of that sword and put Goku on 1 HP. And while being stuck in Mystery Jello and having no energy left, it seemed as though this man Janemba was about to put the nail in the coffin. Well, that wasn't until this random blast pulled up and smacked this nigga Janemba in the face while freeing Goku. And it was none other than that boy Vegeta.
Yeah!
And so Goku said, hey Vegeta, I know you like to talk crazy, but this dude's not like anybody we faced before. But y'all know Vegeta, he was not trying to hear all that and said he was gonna have to show him. Which actually brings us to our next fight on the list. Vegeta.
This music a little loud. That's all I'm just saying. It's just a little loud.
So y'all trying to catch him lacking, that man Vegeta pulled up and got to work immediately. Bro was
okay.
Getting tactical like how Goku was a few minutes ago. And even when Janemba was teleporting, that boy Vegeta
he turned into geometry shapes.
Right through the portal and hit him. But real quick, for my non-Dragon Ball heads, I have to save y'all from placing your bets on Vegeta, because every time this nigga pulls up, no matter what movie, he always puts in work for the first 20 seconds.
That is true.
You'll see in a second.
He does really good in the beginning. After that, he just gets fucked up. Like every single time, he just gets roughed up. Even in Dragon Ball Super Broly, Vegeta was doing really good at first, and eventually he just started getting fucked up. I don't know why Dragon Ball writers hate Vegeta, but it's becoming very apparent nowadays.
I mean, he always puts in work for the first 20 seconds and then gets baked. You'll see in a second. Because after hitting Janemba with a Ki Blast, he charged full speed and got his shit yoked up and choked right out of Super Saiyan.
Did he choke him on the tail or his arm?
Until Janemba finally let him go that he had a chance of surviving, and of course that nigga Goku had to teleport to him and bail him out. And I'll be real, my first time watching this, I already knew Vegeta was gonna get his shit cooked, but I didn't think it was gonna be that fast. So Vegeta tries to move and ends up falling, and while he's on the ground starts crying. And Goku's like, yup, I tried to tell you he was strong as shit, but you don't want to listen to me. Now how about you listen to me this time and we fuse so we can beat his ass? To which Vegeta responded, alright. But hey, I was glad they finally came to a truce, because that nigga Janemba said time's up and began to air that shit out. And you already know Goku was quick on his feet. He got both him and Vegeta out of it. And so real quick, for those of y'all who don't watch Dragon Ball and or know what fusion is, let me put y'all on game real quick. Because when two characters end up fusing, they both come together and form one being, and their strength increases by a shit ton. The only problem is when you fuse, you have to be on the same power level, do the same motions, and have to be on the same page. And as you would imagine, these two were bound to screw this shit up. Because even though the two were on the same page power level and mindset wise, Vegeta had absolutely cooked his part of the move, so they turned into a literal bowling ball. And this time when they pulled up on Janemba, he put them niggas in a combo and set them flying. And this was ultimately bad looks for both Goku and Vegeta, because Janemba's out here using them like a punching bag and they can't do shit about it. But after that 30-minute mark hit, they were able to separate, punch Janemba, and hit the dash to try again. And I'm not gonna lie, if I was Goku right now, while escaping, I would be roasting the shit out of this man Vegeta. Because bro almost got both of them killed just because he couldn't follow some simple directions. So the second time around, Goku and Vegeta found a spot to try again, but this man Janemba was out here spawn camping and would not let them fuse. But as Janemba was about to blast again, somebody kicked the shit out of his neck, and it turned out to be that nigga Pycon. And my first time watching this, I was hyped because in the beginning, I was slandering the shit out of this man Pycon. Little did I know, bro would become the MVP of this whole entire movie. So then Pycon said, hey, y'all got 20 seconds because this nigga's about to fold my shit. And even when they took off, that man Janemba tried to follow, but Pycon said, not so fast, you cotton candy looking at. Now, realistically, I wish I could defend Pycon here and say that he could back up everything he taught. But unfortunately, we may just have another Vegeta clone on our hands, because although the pull-up game was hard, he may actually get baked. And it turns out I was right, because Janemba teleported behind him and squeezed the shit out of bro's head. But it all seemed to be worth it, because Goku and Vegeta had finally fused properly, and now Gogeta has joined the fight. Which actually brings us to our final fight of the video, Gogeta versus Janemba.
Yeah! I like this fight.
So after watching Janemba literally start tweaking out, Gogeta said that's enough, pulled up and started piecing the literal shit out of him. And it was at this point in time that I realized that we were about to be saying goodbye to Janemba real soon, because as soon as Gogeta landed, he immediately pulled out his ultimate, which erases all negative energy. And
I love that.
Given that Janemba's literally based off of 100% negative energy, we already knew bro was cooked. And he knew too, you could see that shit on his face. And so realizing he was about to get cooked, Janemba had punched Gogeta one more time, but it didn't even matter, because not only did Gogeta eat that shit, but he watched Janemba disintegrate right in front of his eyes. And now with all that evil energy being destroyed, he reverted back to his normal self, which ends our journey with Gogeta taking the dub.